Hello, this is Lex from Dead Gentry Collectibles here with another treasure hunt video. This one from our local Goodwill, so I can show you what I find and share some values with you to help you when you're out looking for things at thrift stores or yard sales and estate sales and things like that. That first thing you see in the front of my basket there is a Disneyland stitched cloth tote bag. This is a Goodwill that lets you bring in a bag to put your things in so that you don't have to take a bunch of plastic ones at the end when you're checking out. So that isn't something I found in the store. But if you wanted a value on the first thing in my basket, it's probably worth like $16 or something like that. I don't know. So at this Goodwill, they have the carts that they put at the end. So here you can see they're like these big bins where this is stuff that hasn't gotten shelved yet, and sometimes honestly it doesn't get shelved. It just gets left there for like a day or two, and then when people are done looking through it, they put it in the back, and I think most of it ends up in the dumpster. It's like overflow when they have a ton of donations coming in. So I took the time to stop and look through these because I do sometimes find great things in here. It's just not quite as picked over as the shelves, I guess you would say. So I have had like really good luck, but other times it's nothing great. So it is like it's hit and miss. Let me put it that way. Like sometimes you only find stuff on the shelves, sometimes you only find stuff in the carts. That's how it feels to me. But it's always one or the other. I don't think I ever leave without finding at least one or two things, probably only two things on like my very worst day. So here there were some silk ties. I did pick up one, which I didn't do a slide for. That one right there. It's a Winnie the Pooh. Worth probably $18 to $22 Disney silk tie. I tend to grab those. We do really well with ties in the Etsy shop. We have a lot of our patrons love picking up little collectible and whimsical and vintage ties, and sometimes designer ties when I can find those. So I always try to get one or two of them a week because we sell out of them pretty quick. I thought Winnie the Pooh was cute. Somebody out there must want that. Probably someone, a dad would be my guess for who's gonna wear that. This purse had no real value. I'm still looking through things here. There's some hats. Again, not a lot of value there. Maybe if you want the Nike hat for yourself, but again, as like a resale item, not really. But this, I think, was the bin where I got lucky. There it is. Sack roots. So sack purses do really well. That's S-A-K. Usually from Nordstrom when they come out. This one is a vintage piece. It's called the Peace Purse. And it has little stitch monogramming and patches on it. So sack always does really well for us. I think I found maybe like 6 or 7 across 3 or 4 years. But that was a good pickup. I liked it. Always check the interior, right? Make sure it's clean. Always, oddly enough, smell purses. Make sure it doesn't have any weird smells like perfume or smoke or anything gross like that. And check your zippers. So I did all of that. I know you couldn't see that on camera really well, but I did check the zipper. I did smell it, and I did look inside. So it was all good to go. The only real damage was some wear to the bottom. So I'll probably reduce the price down. But it's still got life left in it, and I think somebody will really like that piece because it's kind of boho fun and colorful. So still looking through this bin. Probably at this point I was hoping there might be more sack purses because sometimes when you find one thing, you find more. And I do tend to open these little lunch boxes and stuff. Believe it or not, I have found things inside of those. So sometimes I'll open bags and check inside. It's one of those little tricks of the trade, you know, because I found really great like collectible toys in there that get donated that way sometimes by parents and stuff. So always a good idea to take the time to stop and look. Moving on into the aisles, now that I'm done with the bins. Beautiful, gorgeous metal mesh purse. Someone ditched it in the frame section. As you can see, Goodwill was asking $3.99 for this mid-century modern metal mesh Whiting and Davis coin purse, which again was in perfect condition. The chain, the clasp, the kiss lock clasp, everything was perfect. I don't know why someone abandoned it, picked it up, and then changed their mind. Maybe they thought $4 was too much for a $40 purse, but I certainly didn't. These are smaller purses. I think you can see that in the video. It's not like a full-size purse. It's a little coin purse, but still a very nice find. So I was thrilled with that. I don't know why someone left it behind. The toy aisles at this Goodwill, we've had a couple videos where I've shown this, they are always out of control. Like, we need a board game seller in this area to come into this Goodwill and do the thing where they like flip board games on Amazon or whatever, because that's just a little Three Stooges. I picked that up for like the antique booth or something. Not a lot of value there, just a fun little collectible piece for someone to have from one of the vintage booths. Little nostalgic. But there's so many like board games and it's just out of control. Apparently we don't have someone doing that in our area. I wish someone would. I wish something would happen with some of those donations, because I think a lot of them end up in the dumpster again at the end of the week. And look at the plush. Again, out of control amount of stuffed animals and toys. Most of these are 99 cents. So just an insane amount of waste. One of the things I really like about what we do is that we take a lot of things out of the waste stream. We save beautiful vintage objects from just getting tossed or neglected, and we give them another life. That right there, that's a Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bears are worth money. That reindeer has value. Now, it doesn't really work for our shop, and we could have put it in the toy room, but I currently have a full like shelves of plushies in our toy room for our whatnot sales where we sell more contemporary toys, so I didn't need any more. But if I did, if it wasn't fully stocked up right now, I probably would have grabbed that Build-A-Bear reindeer, because that's a valuable little reindeer. He's worth about $30. And again, no one's buying any of these toys from this Goodwill in this area. It's just they're overladen with toys everywhere. I felt a little bad. Did you see that? You see the little bobblehead where he's being forced to stand on his own broken head? Like that, I just felt bad for that on camera. So I stopped to look at it because it was a little strange. I almost wonder if like somebody took him out of there and took his head off and then put him back in or something. Like, it was just a little bit odd. Whole nother toy aisle here. Huge amount of toys. I don't think I found any collectible toys on this day, but we have found them before. We found even, vintage Ninja Turtles and things of that nature. It does take some work because you kind of have to dig through the mess. I don't know if you can see. They're all kind of just piled on top of each other because there's so many of them. That could be hard. It's a bit of a chore. When I was in here filming this day, I was in a bit of a hurry, to be quite honest, so I wasn't looking that hard, and I just didn't feel up to searching the toys. I did pick this up. As you can see, Goodwill has that for $13 there. That piece is worth about, with the box in that condition, probably less than $13, honestly. $15 brand new with a box in perfect condition. But I did pick it up because, one, it's a Goodwill, so I don't mind. It's going to a good cause. And two, William really likes Ted Lasso. So, and I wasn't sure if he had I know he has a Coach beard, but I wasn't sure if he had that one, which is like a exclusive piece with the little glasses. So I did grab that. But just so you know, Pop toys, especially Funko Pops, those collectibles, you really want the boxes in good condition. And $13 at a Goodwill is very overpriced. Goodwill, I hate to say it, but that's very overpriced for that collectible toy for a second-hand evaluation. And with the box scuffed up. And I grabbed a little Zoom there. That's a little plushy Nightmare Before Christmas Zoom to add to my little collection of Nightmare Before Christmas random objects, I guess. I can never really leave Nightmare Before Christmas behind. But, yeah, sometimes I feel like they price things a little high because they're just like Google lensing it and don't understand that just by putting their sticker on it and damaging the box that it's no longer worth $15, So I don't think they always realize that, but it's true. You see that big sticker on there, you peel that off of there and it's going to damage the box even more, and then the value drops even more. But William will just take it out and use it loose, and we're not really concerned with the collectible value, so he'll just display it. Still, though, I have to point it out. Be aware of that. Those big stickers on certain items can drop value, so pay attention. There I picked up Flameless Candle. This one, again, not very valuable. I love picking up Halloween stuff. So, not everything is like a flip, right? Some stuff is just for my collection, Will's collection, stuff we enjoy. That's something I would have probably bought off Amazon anyway, eventually for Halloween. And the flameless candles is another one of those things that can be kind of pricey. So if you see good ones, especially the ones that kind of look like fake wax dripping down, some of those can be vintage, some of them can be quite expensive. And if you go and try to buy them new from stores like Joann's and Michael's, they're usually like $20 to $30. So I think that was an Amazon one, but I do tend to pick them up. They do well, and I'm just going to keep that one for my Halloween collection anyway. Check that wax warmer there, not a Scentsy piece. Sometimes I'll pick up Scentsy if they're really nice. They are difficult to ship, and you do have to buy replacement bulbs for them because the Goodwills in our area do remove all the bulbs. But I will usually then just go buy bulbs and then like include one in the shipment so that I can test that it's working and so that when it arrives, someone can use it. But that one wasn't a Scentsy, and it wasn't particularly pretty either. Even with the Scentsy's, some of them range only like $20 to $30. So for all the work you have to do and the shipping and the bulb replacement, sometimes I leave them behind unless it's like a really cool or a nice one. Some of them can be valuable. And there's a creepy doll. Should have warned you about that. That doll really bothered me. I'm a little bit autonomophobic, so like I love a good art doll, but like porcelain dolls and dolls like that just scream horror movie to me. So I was like, I'm gonna get out of this aisle. I'm not even quite sure what you would call this aisle. Trinkets, mishmash, hodgepodge, knickknacks, random knickknacks, tchotchkes. That didn't have its back. When I first saw it, I got excited. This is a collectible toy, this skull right here, and I was kind of bummed when I lifted it, and as you saw, I turned it around and it had no back to it. Kind of a bummer. These are Mega Blocks. Usually as a complete set, it would have the back that opens and closes. It would have parts inside. It comes with an octopus. So when it says $42 in that slide there, that's for the complete, like with all the pieces inside and the octopus. It's a cool little collectible when it's not just a broken skull front. I didn't even notice that they had magnets. I'm seeing this in the video now, that they had magnets like on the sidebars of the aisles there. And if I had known that, I would have stopped to look, because some magnets can have value and be pretty collectible, especially things like concert magnets. And I had no idea, even when I was walking around the store, that those were there. Like, I didn't know about that until I saw it on video. All of Grandma's china. Whenever you walk into one of these stores, you just see endless amounts of abandoned, ditched china sets everywhere. Cool little atomic carafe-shaped vase up top there. I'm lifting it down. You can't see that in the video, but you'll see it end up in the cart in a second here. Maybe, hopefully. There it is. See, with the big J on the front of it? Okay, so that's actually a really nice piece, heavy. It is in another language, the Jubileum, but valuable piece. Don't leave those behind. It has these fun stars all over it too. So it kind of has a neat decor look to it, and it's well made. I'm not sure. Oh, that was an Ursula Dodge. Do you see that bowl down there? I don't think I made a slide for that. That's an Ursula Dodge salad bowl, a big one. That's about a $50 Ursula Dodge salad bowl. I was impressed seeing it down there, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that's really here. But again, not something I can personally use right now. Great Thorpe glasses there. I should have made a slide for that. Those silver rimmed glasses, that set of 3, those would run about $10 each. Just so you know, THORPE, Thorpe, put in like Thorpe Lowball if you want to do a little more research on that. But I didn't even see them when I walked by. I think I forgot to make a slide when I looked through the video too. Just so you know, if you're into, like if you were to get those for 99 cents and you want to resell them or collect them yourself, they are collectible. They're nice pieces. I'm really good at scanning for mugs, like unbelievably good. I don't even spend time on it. Funny story. These are Z Gallery plates. I used to work for a Z Gallery. Not even kidding. I used to work for a Z Gallery in Sacramento. Some Z Gallery stuff does have value. Some of it's collectible, kind of like some Pure One stuff has value. These are worth about $7 each. They're cute if you wanted them for summer decor, but I didn't want to deal with shipping them. Although, good shipping trick. Sometimes we do ship much more fragile plates than that because it is worth it, and we don't want to leave them behind. Great trick is just put a piece of cardboard between each one, a thinner piece of cardboard between each one, and then bubble wrap them all together. They hold together great, and they like never break. I'll have to do a shipping video. I keep meaning to do that, and I'll show you what I mean. But there's really easy ways to ship certain things, and plates are like one of those things that it's actually really easy to ship and not have break. No idea what my phone gimbal did there. Do you see that? It literally like flipped upside down and continued to record. Not even sure how that's possible. And that's just me picking up a hat with an octopus on it for myself because it was really hot outside that day and I hadn't brought my hat. So that was just to save myself from the sun because I thought it was a cute hat. No intrinsic value to the baseball cap. I hope this helped. I hope you had fun shopping with me. And if you like these videos, please hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, which I think is like the like button and the alarm bell or whatever else. Thanks, guys.